Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 4th of July for the Sun or the Ascendant. I'm going to give you a broad overview of what to expect. Please stay with me. I will then give you the main pointers for each of the zodiac signs from Aries through to Pisces. Now the Sun starts this week in the sign of Cancer but is joined on Tuesday by the quick wits of Mercury. So if we want to be talking more about where we live, how we live there, or whom with, or catching up with news with family members or those people in our extended clan, then Mercury's transition through this sign is certain to help that. But also on Tuesday, Mars, the planet of passion, moves out of the sign that it governs, where it's been for the last 6 weeks. Aries, brilliant for initiating things and getting a bit more active and on the front foot. For the next 6 weeks, Mars is in Taurus, which is obviously an earth sign. So that's very much more to do with tangibility. So the ideas need to be converted into something more long-lasting. But if we do want to grapple with those financial challenges that are presenting themselves with energy increases and foodstuffs going up, the cost of fuel also for our vehicles, then Mars is going to give us a lot of spark of determination to do so. But Mars in Taurus is also very sensual, and of course Mars is the planet of action. So if you're wanting to bring a little bit more raunch to your love life, Mars can certainly help. But Taurus also governs food, and Mars is about impulse. So we could find ourselves, wanting to enjoy the good things in life. And if we can get together with loved ones, with the Sun and Mercury in the 4th house of the overall zodiac, then that's going to be a timely thing to do. But in the second half of this week, the Sun's going to be forging an electric angle to Uranus, the planet of innovation, also in the sign of Taurus. And perhaps there could be some ideas sparking around how we live, especially about creating more space or being more flexible, which Uranus would really help us to engage with. It could also be the case that with Uranus in this sign, that some kind of sudden change or opportunity could present itself around that home-based agenda. Also in the second half of this week, Mercury, the planet that's just moved into the sign of Cancer, is in a right angle to Jupiter. So I think it's important with that particular aspect not to promise more than we can realistically deliver, but it's actually quite an upbeat and positive angle nonetheless. Now, at the heart of this week, we do have a quarter moon in the sign of Libra, which is about relating. The Sun, of course, in Cancer, the sign of feeling. So it's possible someone around us could be feeling a little bit more sensitive, maybe need some support. It could be that two people we get on really well with are not finding it quite so easy to coexist, and we may find ourselves being the in-between person trying to bring them together in some kind of helpful way. But just generally, somebody that's close to us could seem a little bit out of sorts. And sometimes relating can be a bit more of a subjective process when this particular quarter moon occurs. So we need to make sure that we're not getting too bogged down in that Cancerian energy, particularly with Mercury there, because Mercury likes the precision of the sign of Gemini, which it governs, and obviously the speed of thought. And also in its rulership of Virgo, it's very much about discrimination and being very meticulous about things. So in the sign of Cancer, the emotion of Cancer can diminuate some of the clarity that Mercury has. So I think that this quarter moon does suggest that some relationships may need to be worked at somewhat. But in general, Mars moving into the second house can give us a real desire to enjoy good food, good wine, good company. It could be with those that we really care for, and getting together in some kind of home-based gathering could be on the agenda for many people this week. Now, I've crashed through the 100,000k mark in terms of subs on YouTube. If you have already subbed, I'm so grateful. If you've yet to do so, I'd be honoured if you do so now. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. And if you would like to ascend above this zodiac broadcast and understand more and embrace more serious astrology, with my special package, if you give me 3 pieces of birth data of time, date and place, I can give you a roadmap that can guide you for the rest of your life and a 12-month personal forecast, and you get 30% off. Please see the link below. But now, please stay with me for each of the 12 zodiac sign forecasts. So Aries, your week commencing the 4th of July forecast is really lit up by your ruler Mars moving 1 sign forwards into Taurus. Think of all the things that you've been working on over the last 6 weeks. It may be that you've been more active. It may be that you've been quite inventive. Maybe you wanted to start afresh, maybe around a relationship, maybe around a hobby. Perhaps there's been a new beginning around your work. The great news is that in the next 6 weeks, you can now take that initial phase and bed it down into something more lasting and something that's more substantive. Now, the fact that Mercury moves into the sign of Cancer to join up with the Sun suggests that anything to do with how you feel about things is still going to be very important. But of course, with Uranus sparkling in the same sector that Mars has just moved into, along with the North Node, your basic financial situation is still something that you're working on. And I just think that if there is an opportunity to use your home space more productively, whether it's the consumption of, services, whether it's electricity or gas, or it's about making some plans to fabricate your property in a way which makes it warmer and more insulated, that would be a great thing to do with this particular planetary combination this week, because you'd be bringing in the innovation of Uranus, the practicality of Mars in the 2nd house, but also the instinctive energies of Mercury and the Sun in the 4th house to try to make where you live more secure, whether it's physical or emotional. Now, of course, it depends on your unique circumstances how this will play out, but I think that the quarter moon for you, it does suggest that around your relationship situation, you're needing people to be very attuned to your sensitivities. The people that are likely to become closer to you. The people that aren't are likely to disappoint you a little bit. But Venus is in a glorious semi-sextile to both the Sun and also Uranus. And Venus is in the part of your horoscope to do with how you express yourself. And you can express yourself with a degree of delicacy. And that's going to be of a great assistance this week, especially if there are some more sensitive strands with that Cancerian energy that you do want to discuss.